missing you, now I'm faded. Holding you, kissing you, calling you baby. Cold by the shake, I'm trying to drink you. Feel like I'm drunk, might need a chaser. She got me nervous, I'm trying to be player. Let's leave the bar, go home and lay up. Rubbing your body, massaging your layers. Sip and get tipsy, we play a little later. I don't use a drink, but loving your flavor. Me and you make a good combination. When I hit it, look like you took a sip of the whisk. How you making them faces? Use that way, but I'm getting impatient.
I got out the car to go in the store, so we sitting inside the car. Like, not like 30 seconds later, I swear, a police pulled up right inside the gas station. He told us, oh shit, you in line.
I like it, but we about them drinks out.
Hey look, put your left foot in, you take the GlokkNine, upgrade it to a Draco and set that GlokkNine down.
I ain't going out like GlokkNine, I ain't shooting up no house.
Me and Pootie is not beefing, that's my little sister. Stop saying that.
And shot and killed last night in Orlando was tied to a gang-related shooting in Osceola County almost a year ago.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expect it was gonna happen this fast.
Less than 24 hours of me making this video, a well-known blogger had came out and said a Florida rapper who's currently incarcerated for RICO has told the feds about 4 murders while incarcerated. Of course, that sent the internet into a frenzy. His fans, supporters, and even people just curious about the hip-hop industry. Now, as this blogger went over the paperwork, he briefly skimmed through it and allegedly talked about the victims. But today, we're going to break it down. See how they lost their life. Pay our respects to the victims, of course, most importantly. What's the connection between these victims and the alleged rapper? And where this rapper stands today? How this information can possibly help him come home earlier. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. Fam, today we're going to Mercy Ave in West Orlando, Florida. Also the birthplace for a well-known rapper who's currently incarcerated who go by the name GlokkNine. Real name, Jaquarius Smith. 7 years ago, he dropped a track titled Armed and Dangerous that put him on. It was shot in his neighborhood in West Orlando with a little under 2 million views and counting. And the cameo was another Orlando rapper, who we'll later mention in this video, who happens to be the initial target for one of the murders that GlokkNine later admitted to years later in 2025. His name was LPB Pootie, a man who you'll later hear from speak on meeting GlokkNine for the first time inside a stolen vehicle. In GlokkNine Armed and Dangerous video, Pootie can be seen allegedly getting robbed after trying to sell some narcotics.
And I got out, orange is dangerous. Roll the riches, I'm rapping out no single.
About a year later, GlokkNine would later sign the Birdman Cash Money label, making him a household name in the state of Florida in regards to rapping. Now also rising at that time was LPD Pootie, an artist that some say GlokkNine just didn't want to see him get above him coming out of Orlando. Now he was asked in an interview in 2018 by Say Cheese on his relationship with GlokkNine and how did they meet. This is what he had to say.
Now GlokkNine is another hot Orlando rapper right now too. What's your relationship like? Cause I seen you in the Armed and Dangerous video.
Yeah, that's my brother. I'm my little brother, but shit, kinda, I don't know what's up, bro. I ain't been really like talking to him, like in his face like that, but yeah, I'm my brother.
Yeah. I mean, where'd y'all first meet at?
First time meeting him, like in a stolo, matter of fact, at a gas station. He pulled up over here with my cousin when we was younger. We hadn't gotten a high-speed chase. My first high-speed chase was with him, and I ain't even know him. Like I'm like, damn, like, dude, bro know how to drive. It was just me and him. We were sitting inside of a stolo at the gas station, and he wasn't familiar with this side of town. So I told him, I was like, hey, bro, police pull up to this gas station, and my cousin them, they hadn't got out the car to go in the store. So we sitting inside the car, and like, not like 30 seconds later, I swear, a police pulled up right inside the gas station. He told us, oh shit, you in line. He jumped. I was gonna jump inside the driver's seat, but he had jumped inside the driver's seat and had him pulled off. And I was like, bro, I told you. And then ever since then, me and bro like got like a connect.
So wait, you didn't know GlokkNine at all? And y'all met in the store? And then y'all had a police?
No, okay, look. He pulled up over here with my cousin though. He from Mercy, like I told you, and I'm from over here. Like, it was like years back, about like almost like 4 or 5 years ago. This when me and bro was in, like, okay, they put up over here one late night. We were finna go like go up top and shit. And we got in the car. My cousin was driving it, cause like he was always the better driver out of all of us. And he was telling me about Blackie, but I knew Blackie was rapping. We both knew that we was like both of us were rapping. So we tried to like connect, and then we was talking in the backseat. I was like, oh yeah, bro, we gonna do a song. He was like, yeah, he gonna send me a beat. It was right before he got flipped and got direct foul. So I remember we was running up to the store, and my cousin pulled up in the store. I'm like, hey, bro, the police be pulling in and out of this bitch, cause it's a hot ass store. Like, bitch, like we be jumping in stolos up here. He like, oh yeah, I'm finna just grab some, boom. So me and Blackie just sitting in the car talking. I got my gun with me too, so I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know if this man know how to drive or not, so I'm already taking a risk, cause what if he crashed or we gonna have to be chased? My gun here, I'm gonna take a loss on that.
And who's driving?
Black, no, first, okay, so we parked up, me and him in the back seat. We both like, we just sitting there talking. Then I look back, son just tell me look back. I'm like, damn, but the cracker behind us. He like, oh shit. I said, bro, I'm about to jump in the driver's seat. Now he said, no, I got it. So I'm thinking, man, damn, I'm gonna let this man never get in the driver's seat. Fuck. So he jumped in that bitch. He back and just, like, he didn't know how to drive too. He didn't know how to drive, but he got it right though. Bro had done like got it right, but the officer he ain't running, like he ain't get up on us to where he could run the tag. Like he was just pulling in, getting gas. And we had pulled off a bus you. He had to came back and got them boys.
And that was the first day you ever met him?
Yeah. And then after that, me and bro was like doing dirt after that. Then he got caught, but I ain't get caught with him because I ain't go with him. Like,
yeah.
That shit.
Does it motivate you to see him go up like that?
Oh yeah. I'm proud about it. Like bro, yeah. Cause bro came from nothing, like you could hear it in his songs, like bro tell you like about his story, like his life story, like bro ain't really like, he wasn't too much on fashion, he ain't had clothes and like that, all that. But like bro, he getting right though. I'm glad for him, bro.
Now just 2 years later since that interview, and you could see during that interview that things would start to shift as far as their relationship. But according to GlokkNine's testimony in 2025 and a murder in 2020, Pootie was the intended target, but instead took the life of a standout high school football athlete who had recently signed to the University of Louisville. But there's a lot here, fam. So before we talk about names and before we talk about rumors or allegations, we gotta talk about what actually happened in that courtroom. Because this wasn't a trial, this was a hearing. And the judge wasn't worried about a jury. She was the one deciding the facts. This hearing centers on one key question. Was Jonquavius Smith, known publicly as GlokkNine, promised immunity and witness treatment before he gave a statement about a murder? And if so, did law enforcement cross that line? And so we all clear, the only reason we was privileged to this transcript was because law enforcement was at question. In April of 2023, GlokkNine was locked up in federal penitentiary in West Virginia. At the time, he was represented by longtime criminal defense attorney David Binkley, someone Smith testified he trusted. And on April 6, detectives traveled from Florida to West Virginia to interview him. But according to Smith, aka GlokkNine, once he requested his attorney, the interview technically ended, and then they kept going anyway. And that moment becomes important later, fam. Next was the interview that changed everything. Fast forward to May 18, 2023. This time, GlokkNine's attorney are present. And according to sworn testimony from both Smith and his lawyer, this meeting was treated like a proffer, meaning Smith believed he was speaking under protection. Smith testified that he was told two things clearly. One, he would not be charged in the murder of Dexter Rinks. Two, he would be treated as a witness, not a defendant. He told the court he relied on those assurances. And he said flat out, without those promises, he would have never spoken. Now what happened next? According to attorney David, after the May 18th interview ended, the mood changed. Detectives were shocked. They told him Smith did great. They were happy. They said they gave him exactly what they were looking for. They even rode together to the airport joking on the way out. But then, everything flipped. The switch from witness to defendant. After May 18th, GlokkNine was charged with homicide. Not only that, he was described in court as one of the hottest homicides in the city. And that's the heart of the defense argument. He talked because he thought he was protected. Then he got charged anyway. So basically he told on himself in the murder. And this is where the judge take control. She pauses the hearing, checks on GlokkNine personally, and calls a recess. And then she makes something clear. She wants to see the evidence, transcripts, videos, exhibits, before hearing any arguments. She even says she's a visual learner. And that matters, because what's on those videos matters. And at this moment is when GlokkNine testifies. When GlokkNine take the stand, his testimony is short but direct. He confirms. He was in federal prison. He was represented by David Bingley. Detectives interviewed him. He asked for his lawyer, and he believed he had immunity. He confirms he was told he would not be charged in the murder of Dexter Rents, and he confirms again that belief is why he spoke on May 18th. The state doesn't cross-examine him, but the state did fire back, and instead they called Agent Luke Healy, a veteran investigator with hundreds of interviews and proffers under his belt. Agent Luke explains the difference between an interview and a proffer, and then he drops the hammer. He says law enforcement cannot grant immunity, only prosecutors can, and he personally has never granted immunity. And this is the state's position. Even if Smith believed he was protected, we never had the authority to promise that. And now we got that squared away. At this point, the homicide at the center of this case is the killing of Dexter Rents. As mentioned, Pootie was with him. He was the intended target according to GlokkNine. But instead, 18-year-old Dexter Rents lost his life. A senior in high school, a football player who had just signed to play at the University of Louisville. April 25th, 2020. One late Saturday night, around 11:19 p.m., Orlando police responded to a shooting near Elf Street and Deer Rock Drive. The alleged house party was shot up, leaving multiple people shot, but only 3 survived. Dexter didn't. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. At that time, police didn't announce a suspect.
Last night, right in front of that yellow house, which now has board. The shooting happened late last night, right in front of that yellow house, which now has boarded up windows. 18-year-old Dexter Rents was a promising athlete, headed off to play college football, but his dreams came to an end last night when he and 3 other people were struck by gunfire. In this photo, shared on Twitter by a University of Louisville football coach, 18-year-old Dexter Rents is in the uniform he would have proudly worn this fall. He was signed to the college football team after being a star player at Ocoee High School.
Whatever brought it on, I don't know.
Davy Bush lives near the shooting scene at Elise and D-Rock Streets in Orlando's Carver Shores neighborhood. He says around 11:20 Saturday night, gunshots rang out.
So I laid on the floor. And then when all the shots and stuff was over, I came to the door and peeped out the door window, and the street was full of people by that time.
Police say as they arrived, 2 cars were fleeing the area in opposite directions. They stopped both. The injured Rents was in one of those cars. An ambulance took him to the hospital where he later died. The second car was stopped after a brief pursuit, but investigators say they determined that driver was not tied to the shooting. 3 other people suffered gunshot wounds. Police are not releasing their identities, but say 2 suffered non-life-threatening injuries and 1 is in serious condition and expected to survive. As for what led up to the shooting, police are only saying the 4 victims were gathered outside a home on Elise Street.
I know that earlier there was a memorial service for somebody who was a similar age that they may have been friends with. I don't have enough information to release that because I just don't have enough information on it yet.
Now, at this point, police are saying that they do not believe this is random. They are also saying very little about a possible suspect, and they are not telling us whether or not they believe the gunfire came from a car or someone here on the street. However, they are asking for help. If you have any information about this shooting incident, you should contact police, and there's a potential $5,000 crime line reward. Live in Orlando, Amanda Dukes, West 2 News.
Now, since the news of GlokkNine allegedly speaking on killing Dexter and getting himself incarcerated and charged with the murder afterwards, Dexter's dad then went to Facebook and said the following: "There's crazy people that was at my house, ate my food, justify the BS with this rapper. You bitches dead to me. I see you. Slap. Keep the energy over there. Cause honestly, I slap her first quarter." Now here's where the other 3 murders come into place. Apparently, GlokkNine also spoke on evidence and information in regards to murders of his own people and even murders that took place in his own hood. You see, back in court, the language had shifted. May 18th wasn't just about one murder. The testimony refers to murders, plural, and that's where people begin connecting the dots. One of them was Cadero Atwell, October 2019, Windsor Cove Apartments. Mercy Drive. As we mentioned, also the neighborhood of GlokkNine. Kadero Demetrius Atwell was just 23 years old when he was shot and later died at the hospital. May he rest in peace and level condolences to his family.
The shooting happened just hours ago along Mercy Drive in Orlando. So let's get straight over to Clay Lepard there, who's live at the scene. And Clay, police, have they said how that person's doing tonight?
Lauren, we don't know at this point. All we know is that person was taken to the hospital. Still quite a few officers out here at Windsor Cove Apartments. The entrance blocked from people being allowed in. Much of this investigation has been focused, though, right over here behind these apartment buildings. You can see those crime scene technicians and officers just a little bit past there, as plenty of people in this neighborhood also trying to figure out what exactly happened here. We have learned from police that this happened a little before 9 o'clock when they got the call that one person had been shot. They have since been taken to a nearby hospital. It's not clear at this point how they're doing, though, right now. A representative with Orlando Police tells us there's no other information they're releasing right now about that victim or about any possible suspect. So it's not clear at this time if anyone is in custody at this time. We are continuing to search for answers and try to learn more about what happened here. If you have any information, you're asked to give Orlando Police a call. In Orlando, Clay Lepard, Getting Results, News 6.
Okay, thank you.
The next murder they saying GlokkNine spoke on also happened around this way. August 2020, Jernigan Gardens, Mercy Drive again. The victim was Dominique Aldridge, 26 years old when he was shot and killed. A person of interest was named. His Mustang was later torched and surveillance showed gas being purchased. A year later, police put on blast his so-called friend, who was last seen with him, dropped him off around Mercy Drive before he was ambushed and gunned down.
Push to solve a murder. A man was killed outside an apartment complex along Mercy Drive just over a year ago.
Tonight, investigators have a person of interest and they want to talk to him. News 6's Jerry Askins following this story for us. He joins us live outside police headquarters with the details on this one. Jerry.
Hey, Matt, and today Orlando police released new video they hope will help in this investigation and make an arrest as it's coming as we're learning more about the victim. 26-year-old Dominique Aldridge. We're learning he was wanted to be a musician and moved to Atlanta to pursue his career. Orlando police need your help identifying the man seen here on video burning a murder victim's car in this roundabout and then driving off in this stolen Honda. They say one man is even seen before getting a can of gas from this Orlando Wawa. Detectives released this new evidence after they say 26-year-old Dominique Aldridge was killed here at the Jernigan Gardens apartments off of Mercy Drive in August of 2020.
On behalf of his family, for his mother and his brother, I am pleading to the public to please help with this case and give us information.
Police are also trying to talk to Jack Rosas Jr., who they're calling a person of interest. They say Aldridge left the complex with the juvenile to visit a friend in Altamont Springs, who they say was possibly Rosas. They say Aldridge stopped at this Longwood 7-Eleven on the way. After getting out of his gray Mustang, police say the juvenile stole Aldridge's car with his phone inside. And that's when Rosas is seen looking for Aldridge inside this 7-Eleven before driving him back to the apartments, where police say he was ultimately shot and killed there after an altercation with several men.
In the beginning, when he's a friend and he drives his friend back to Jernigan Gardens and, within moments, Dominique is murdered, I would have expected him to come forward and say, hey, this is what was going on. But clearly he is avoiding all contact with us.
Yeah, and right now, Orlando police saying there is no known motive at this time. Meantime, CrimeLine is offering a cash reward of $5,000 if you know anything. You're asked to call Orlando police or CrimeLine. You can remain anonymous. We're live at OPD headquarters. I'm Jerry Askin, Getting Results, News 6.
Jerry, thank you.
And the fourth murder people tying together was GlokkNine homie. He could be seen in many pictures with him. Demetrius Cox also went by the name AFNF Medimo. A man who was let out of prison just hours before he was gunned down after attending a house party. And police is also alleging that in these claims, GlokkNine had allegedly involved another local rapper from Florida and his crew, also known by his rap stage name, Hot Boy. Medimo was just 21 years old when he lost his life, but apparently he was arrested on the murder. And this fam is the alleged statement that was used. Agent Jason spoke with detectives Barbershop with OPD Homicide. Detective Barbershop said Demetrius Cox was with Damon Streeter, 800 Crosstown gang member, at the Gilt nightclub located at 740 Bennett Road. Until approximately 2:27, there was a shooting at the intersection of Orange Blossom Trail and Amelia Street involving a vehicle Demetrius Cox and Damian Streeter were in. After the shooting, the vehicle was found behind 1016 Bentley Street in Orlando. Demetrius Cox's body was located in the front passenger seat. Case agents believe this incident was a retaliatory shooting for the murder of Wolf Lama, and Demetrius Cox had been arrested for. The suspect vehicle was listed as a black Dodge Charger registered to Enterprise Rental. The rental of the vehicle was listed as Everest Lopez. Cooperating witness 3 said they heard the person possibly responsible for the murder of Demetrius Cox was a Crosstown 800 gang member who went by the nickname Sauce. While people believe Demetrius Cox was set up, the witness also said Sauce was named as the shooter for the homicide of Demetrius Cox due to Demetrius Cox's knowledge of Wolf Lama homicide, which Sauce was involved in. Basically, Demetrius was gunned down by his homie he allegedly did the drill on, because he felt like him being released knowing he was allegedly involved. He was talking to police.
Shot and killed last night in Orlando was tied to a gang-related shooting in Osceola County almost a year ago. That shooting was the first in more than a dozen other shootings. All were believed to be gang-related. Not all were deadly, but some of the victims were innocent children. News 6's Jerry Askin takes a closer look at this latest case and the bigger issue of gang violence in Central Florida. He joins us now from Orlando Police Headquarters. Jerry.
Hey, Lisa, yeah, and that victim's mom told News 6 that she bonded her son out of jail in Osceola County yesterday on his 21st birthday. Well, he was killed and a day later right here in Orlando. Right now, we're asking detectives here at the Orlando Police Department more about a motive and if today's shooting was a retaliation shooting or if it was gang related. A family overcome by grief.
I ain't shocked, but I ain't expect it was going to happen this fast.
Jakia Burden still can't believe her son, Demetrius Cox Jr., will never come home. She told News 6 that he was the man found shot and killed in Paramore early Monday morning, hours after he turned 21 years old.
I mean, I ain't saying my son was a saint. He didn't have his share of time.
He was a high school graduate who Burden said had a football scholarship, but he got involved with the wrong crowd. I learned Cox bonded out this weekend from the Osceola County Jail after being charged with first-degree murder. He's accused of shooting and killing a man at a house party last April in Osceola County, a shooting investigators say was gang-related.
I'm tired of the cycle because in my humble opinion, they are all connected in one way or another.
The April shooting happening months before a series of gang-related and retaliation shootings throughout Orange County, including 2 separate drive-by shootings that deputies say killed 3-year-old Daquan Felix and 14-year-old Joshua Atkinson in September, where still no one has been caught. Bishop Kelvin Colberis is on the Orange County Citizen Safety Task Force working to prevent crimes like these.
And the reality is there's got to be another way to deal with confrontation other than taking somebody's life.
Yeah, Bishop Colberis told me today that the task force plans to meet this Wednesday to present their recommendations to Orange County Mayor Jerry Demings on ways to better prevent crime. Meantime, it's worth to mention there have been several arrests made in those many shootings that we saw last year. We're live here in Orlando. I'm Jerry Askin, getting results. News 6.
Jerry, thank you.
There you have it, fam. This isn't about clout. This isn't about rumors. It's about what happened when the lines between witness and defendant get blurred, and the consequences that follow. Now, 2 years ago, an Atlanta rapper who was incarcerated in the feds with GlokkNine, they called him out for snitching. And a lot of people looked over it, and a lot of people who knew about the situation knew, but from the outside looking in, it wasn't no paperwork that was released. This time it kind of was. As always, rest in peace to every victim in this story, and love and condolences to you guys' families. Prayers up for anyone who was affected by the story we just covered. But fam, this was the story of a Florida rapper who allegedly told on 4 murders. One that he was allegedly involved with and got him charged with the murder after, as detectives was laughing headed back to the plane. The next 3 all involved his homies, giving the police an alleged motive. Let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and till then,
Appreciate you for clicking on the video. Before you go, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out.